To live is the rarest thing in the world. Most people exist, that is all. Everything in moderation, including moderation. Live. Live the wonderful life that is in you. Let nothing be lost upon you. Be always searching for new sensations. Be afraid of nothing. There are moments when one has to choose between living one's own life, fully, entirely, completely, or dragging out some false, shallow, degrading existence that the world in its hypocrisy demands. Be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. The truth is rarely pure and never simple. A thing is not necessarily true because a man dies for it. Every saint has a past and every sinner has a future. We are each our own devil, and we make this world our hell. Humanity takes itself too seriously. It is the world's original sin. If the caveman had known how to laugh, history would have been different. Morality is simply the attitude we adopt towards people we personally dislike. It is absurd to divide people into good and bad. People are either charming or tedious. When one is in love, one always begins by deceiving oneself, and one always ends by deceiving others. That is what the world calls a romance. The very essence of romance is uncertainty. Hearts are made to be broken. You don't love someone for their looks or their clothes or for their fancy car, but because they sing a song only you can hear. Never love anyone who treats you like you're ordinary. To love oneself is the beginning of a lifelong romance. Men always want to be a woman's first love. That is their clumsy vanity. Women have a more subtle instinct about these things. What women like is to be a man's last romance. Men marry because they are tired. Women because they are curious. Both are disappointed. I like men who have a future and women who have a past. Crying is for plain women. Pretty women go shopping. All women become like their mothers. That is their tragedy. No man does, and that is his. Women are meant to be loved, not to be understood. Every woman is a rebel. How can a woman be expected to be happy with a man who insists on treating her as if she were a perfectly normal human being? A good friend will always stab you in the front. Anybody can sympathize with the sufferings of a friend, but it requires a very fine nature to sympathize with a friend's success. Laughter is not at all a bad beginning for a friendship, and it is by far the best ending for one. Always forgive your enemies. Nothing annoys them so much. The world is a stage, and the play is badly cast. Some cause happiness wherever they go, others whenever they go. The books that the world calls immoral are books that show the world its own shame. If one cannot enjoy reading a book over and over again, there is no use in reading it at all. It is what you read when you don't have to that determines what you will be when you can't help it. Art is the only serious thing in the world, and the artist is the only person who is never serious. Behind every exquisite thing that existed, there was something tragic. Whenever a man does a thoroughly stupid thing, it is always from the noblest motives. Life is far too important a thing ever to talk seriously about. No good deed goes unpunished. I am so clever that sometimes I don't understand a single word of what I am saying. Whenever people agree with me, I always feel I must be wrong. I think God, in creating man, somewhat overestimated his ability. I can resist anything except temptation. The only way to get rid of temptation is to yield to it. Nothing can cure the soul but the senses, just as nothing can cure the senses but the soul. I have the simplest tastes. I am always satisfied with the best. You can never be overdressed or overeducated. We are all in the gutter, but some of us are looking at the stars. We live in an age when unnecessary things are our only necessities. Some things are more precious because they don't last long. A cynic is a man who knows the price of everything and the value of nothing. A bore is someone who deprives you of solitude without providing you with company. Man is least himself when he talks in his own person. Give him a mask and he will tell you the truth. Society often forgives the criminal. It never forgives the dreamer. The public have an insatiable curiosity to know everything except what is worth knowing. America is the only country that went from barbarism to decadence without civilization in between. To get back my youth, I would do anything in the world, except take exercise, get up early, or be respectable. Death must be so beautiful. To have no yesterday and no tomorrow. To forget time, to forgive life, to be at peace. I don't want to go to heaven. None of my friends are there. Oscar Wilde was one of the most brilliant and provocative literary figures of the late 19th century. A man whose wit, style, and fearless commentary on society made him both celebrated and condemned in equal measure. Born in Dublin and educated at Trinity College in Oxford, Wilde became a leading voice of the aesthetic movement, advocating art for art's sake and challenging Victorian moral rigidity. His plays, including The Importance of Being Earnest and An Ideal Husband, dazzled audiences with razor-sharp dialogue and biting satire. His only novel, The Picture of Dorian Gray, scandalized critics with its decadent themes, yet secured his place in literary history. Wilde's aphorisms, brilliant, paradoxical, and often scandalous, captured truths about love, beauty, hypocrisy, and human folly in a way that still resonates today. Behind the flamboyance and laughter lay a man of deep sensitivity and courage. Wilde's refusal to compromise his identity ultimately led to his imprisonment for gross indecency in an era of harsh moral judgment. Bankrupted, exiled, and broken in health, he spent his final years in Paris, where he died at just 46. Yet Wilde's legacy endures, not only in his works but in the enduring sparkle of his wit and the fearless individuality of his spirit.